Hey guys, it's Brittney from the Pretty Plus, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some tips and secrets about my favorite store, Aldi. I love Aldi. I've told you guys before, I just told you in the last video where I did a little bit of an Aldi haul, and I've done an Aldi haul before. I love Aldi a lot. So, I've compiled some tips and secrets if you have not shopped at Aldi and you're thinking about shopping at Aldi, or an Aldi is coming to your town or near your town and you've never done the Aldi thing. I thought I'd share some tips with you before you go. So the first thing I wanted to share, the first tip that I want to let you know is I just want to explain to you what Aldi is if you aren't sure or you're just unaware. If you're living on a different planet and you don't know what Aldi is, here's what it is. It's a grocery store that's focused more on budget. It is more inexpensive than normal stores. It sells mainly their own brand, and sometimes they sneak in some mainstream brands as well, usually at a bit of a discount, but sometimes around the same price. A lot of times they're seasonal, but anyway. Aldi is actually a German company, and they were owned by brothers who decided to go two separate ways. Aldi, the guy who took Aldi North, really wanted to sell tobacco products in store, and South did not, so they went ahead and split. So now Aldi North here in the US is known as Trader Joe's, and Aldi South in the US is just Aldi. The more you know. So they are owned by the same parent company. They're more like brother companies than the same company, but if you've ever been to a Trader Joe's or heard of Trader Joe's, it's basically the same idea, only I think the prices are better and you're getting a lot of similar things. I've seen a lot of things that Aldi has that Trader Joe's also has, so it's a toss-up. I'm not anywhere near Trader Joe's, but I do love going to Trader Joe's for their specific things every now and then. But I live right down the road from an Aldi. Always have, probably always will, and I'm a dedicated Aldi shopper. So, gonna get right into more of these tips and tricks now that you know what Aldi is. So, there are 3 things you need to know before you're heading out to Aldi. There are 2 things you need to bring and 1 thing you need to do. So the first thing you need to do is check the hours before you go, because they don't have like long store hours like Walmart does. I think my local Aldi is open from like 9 to 8 or something like that during the week, and then I think they close at 7 on Sundays. It varies, and I know that like on some holidays they close earlier, some holidays they're not open, which is pretty normal, but just check and make sure you know what your Aldi's hours are, so you're not going to Aldi and then not being able to go in. The 2 things you need to bring are a quarter, so you can rent a cart. Aldi does their best to keep their costs down, and one of those things is not having carts out. So first of all, they don't have to have cart boys. Second of all, they don't have to have damages to their carts. People run off with their carts, and I think that's pretty smart. I am very incentivized by just a quarter. And if I even see someone else's cart in the parking lot unattended, I'm going to take it up too, because I want their quarter too. So you put the quarter in, get the cart out. When you're done shopping and dropping your food off, you can put it back and you get the quarter back. And I think it's pretty genius. And the other thing that you need to bring is your own bags. So you can purchase bags at Aldi, and they're pretty inexpensive. I think you can get like a paper sack for like 5 cents or something like that, but I always just grab a few of my fabric shopping bags and take those with me. I even have this big one that a brand gave me, I don't remember, I think it was Jenny Craig. They gave me this big, beautiful freezer bag, and I'll take that, and if I know that I'm going to Aldi and I need to stop somewhere else, my stuff will all be good. So, love it. But anyway, bring your own bag. So, that's a good tip. With all that cart nonsense being said, there is something else to tell you about cutting costs. They have their store set up more as a warehouse style. If you forget to bring a bag and don't want to purchase one, you can always grab a box, because all the stuff is just kept in the boxes by like pallet on the shelves. And most every Aldi is set up the same. Like you can walk in and you know you're gonna go through like chips and candy and crackers, and I could like walk you through Aldi without even being there, because I go there and it's the same. It's for effective ease. You can get in and get out super quickly. You know where everything's gonna be, and I've gotten to a point where if I know I need to get in the store quickly and I want to get in and get out, then I will write everything down in the order that Aldi is when I'm working through the store. Makes it really quick and easy, but anyway, they do this so that their associates can stock everything really quickly. They can get it all put out there, and then they're also the same ones probably running the cash register. So the people who work at Aldi, I think there are only like 4 job titles there. It's like manager, assistant manager, store assistant, and probably like some sort of stock or caretaker, I think is what they call it. Anyway, there are not very many people working there, and the reason they can do that is because of their effective systems. For example, when you buy something from Aldi, I have eggs right here. This probably isn't a great example. It's not. Eggs isn't a good example because there's only one barcode, but here we go. I have these chips for New Year's Eve party tonight. They have barcodes all over, so that when you're going up there, these speed ninja warriors of cashiers can easily check you out, because there are huge barcodes everywhere. So they pass it by, and most likely it's going to be passed by a barcode. So they go really fast. They put all your stuff into the cart, and it's seamless. Speaking of the Aldi employees, they're also paid usually pretty well. I know people talk a lot about how well Costco employees are paid, but Aldi employees are paid pretty well also. The only downside I've heard is that sometimes with the number of staff members they have in a store, they can kind of be overworked. But I mean, I hope they're not. That's just me hoping. I like everyone that works at Aldi. I was having a full-on conversation with a woman there today about brunch, and it was just a gay old time. But yeah, they're paid pretty well. If you can get into Aldi and you're looking for some sort of retail job, I think it's a good one to get into. Side note, when I was younger, I think I was in high school, my mom worked at Aldi, and she was able to get things that were broken for like a really big discount. They still had to buy them, but I think she got me like a suitcase that was broken. I was going on a trip to London, and she was able to get this huge suitcase for like 10 cents. And I thought that was really cool, and that's always made me want to work at Aldi, so whatever. Aldi has their own brands, which is why they can produce their stuff and give it to you so much cheaper than if they were to sell a bunch of other people's brands. They have a lot of different ones. They have some that are, you know, Fit and Active is like their healthy one. They have Specially Selected, which is like usually really tasty, more special type of purchases. The rice that I get, the jasmine rice, is Specially Selected. I like their Black Forest ham. I like Specially Selected, it's my favorite one. They also have a few other ones. I don't know, did I just mention they have a gluten-free one? I just read something where they're coming out with like vegetarian and vegan options, which is pretty cool. And anyway, it's just a way to keep the costs down. You can find some name brand things in the store as well, just not very many. And usually it's only seasonally. Alright, the last thing I wanted to let you know about is that Aldi has committed to having zero synthetic, I'm reading this so I get it right, zero synthetic colors, partially hydrogenated oils, and added MSG to their products, which I think is super awesome. I like knowing that I can go into the store and I can get any of the Aldi brands, and they don't have a bunch of the junk that I really don't want to be eating. I think that's why most of the time Aldi keeps just their brands in the store, because they can control what the products have in them, and I think that the cut is usually like 90% of the things in their store are their own store brand. So I hope this helps you out if you're considering going to Aldi. And I have a video coming up that's more about Aldi hacks, or basically just how to shop the deals instead of what Aldi basically is, which is what this video more was than tips and secrets. But I hope this helped you out if you are considering Aldi, and if you have any questions, want to leave your favorite Aldi products below so I can give them a try, I will be happy to oblige. So I thank you guys for watching, and I hope to speak with you soon. Bye!